This is the first in a series of videos which we're putting together in order to help people with the VLE and to aid people if we're at any point going to move towards more remote working. My apologies to those people who may already be competent users here, and obviously you only have to go and listen to the videos that are actually going to be useful to you. We're going to start off at the very basics here with how to set a task on the VLE. Just a reminder that it is our absolute expectation that every piece of work set should be set as a task on the VLE, and this is increasingly important where we may have to support learners remotely. So to set a new task, very simply, I hope that you can see the cursor here. I'm moving it around the chapel as we speak. I will be talking through things as we go. As you're watching this video, of course, please feel free to pause it, rewind it, play it back again. The idea is that this supports self-paced learning. So let's have a look then at setting a task. I'm moving the cursor up there now, up to the top right, hitting set a new task. And at the top here initially, what I need to do is either from this collection of groups here, or I can choose from all groups should I wish, but I'm going to choose my Metacog set here. If I click on that, it appears up here. I can add other groups if I wish, but I'm just going to do that group there. I can choose to share that with another member of staff if I wish. I'm not going to on this occasion. Details, I'm just going to put a brief description here, and I'm going to call this test task. Then down here I can select the due date, remembering ordinarily that for most classes that are working on the evening school timetable, we set an entire week in which to do the work, in which that week will span the day on which it's allocated in their evening school timetable, to ensure that people can organise their time themselves, but they have sufficient time to do the work. I'm going to ensure that this mark is available should I wish in my mark book, so the task will come up in my mark book, and I can either choose to make sure that a student has to submit a piece of work as part of this task or not. I'm going to say no today, and indeed I can choose how and if I want to give any feedback. I'm going to choose no assessment, so I'm going to ask them to produce the work for me some other way at the moment, just to keep it simple. Then, very simply, what I do here is that I can add a description of that task. So this is a task description. Now, as you can see, there are various different editing formats here where one can do this. I am going to, I could, for example, highlight this and add a link to a VLE page elsewhere. I think the idea, particularly with remote working, is that although you may put a task description in here, that's then linked to some additional resources, and we'll talk some more in further videos about how to produce those additional resources on the VLE so that people are able to work remotely a good deal more effectively. But very simply, when you've added any further information, which could include pictures, files, etc., then once you're done and you've explained the task adequately, then you would press the Set Task button there. One final thing here in terms of helping one another. Obviously, I hope that this video is useful to teach you this basic procedure, but go through it as many times as you feel you need to. I'm very happy to answer questions. Simon Norris is an expert user, particularly contactable at the moment by email. Similarly, I would ask a colleague who may be a bit more confident in the use of any form of the VLE than you. And the idea here is that we all develop our skills together to increasingly produce a dynamic, highly usable VLE for our students. Thank you for listening to this, and this will be one amongst a number of these videos that we'll be putting together in the coming days. Thank you for listening.